Welcome back, everyone, to the Fetch YouTube channel, and we'll put this on number one chicken as well.
No, this is all Fetch.
No, because we have a very special, I guess, like episode. This is the first ever podcast, and I'm joined by my friend Rohit, who's from Number One Chicken.
Hello, nice to meet you guys.
My co-host. Well, I'm also his co-host, and are you the team captain of Number One Chicken? What's the situation here?
I don't know. It's kind of just born from a friendship of card games.
Oh yeah.
The bonds of friendship, man.
Or trying to compete with the Fetch Pro team.
Yeah, hey, look, we got some pretty heavy hitters on the team. So you know.
No. They're definitely good. So, as you might have seen at the thumbnail and title, what we'll be going through in this episode is the OP12 meta. But because Japan, they haven't gotten their starter decks yet. Actually, they got it this week. We're gonna do a bit of a prediction to see what it's gonna be like, because we got the starter decks early, which is good.
Yeah, I think it'll be pretty interesting because we've seen how their metas panned out without these starter decks. We've had starter decks for 11.
Yep.
We're going into 12 in August, so. Yep. That's when our Auckland regionals will be.
Yeah.
So we'll have all that for it. It'll be pretty interesting to see how that pans out. There's quite a few decks that got some big buffs.
Yeah.
I think Buggy was one of them.
Buggy was one of them. I found it pretty interesting that, Buggy wasn't that doing well in OP12 in Japan, but then I realized that, starter decks aren't even out.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about all of that in this episode. We don't have a name for the podcast yet.
Pending. It's coming.
But if you have any ideas, please leave it in the comments below. But to celebrate, I haven't gone through the rules with you yet, actually.
Oh, okay.
Because I was scared you said no. But to celebrate, we're gonna have a pack battle.
Okay.
What I have here is 6 packs of OP09. We're gonna open 3 packs each, and basically what's gonna happen is, if we're gonna open one at a time, if none of us open anything good, we're gonna take a drink. If someone opens an SR, the other person will take a drink. If the other person opens an AA, they'll have 2 drinks, let's just say.
Okay.
And then if someone opens a manga, well then we'll figure it out later.
I'll do the whole bottle of soju.
You do the whole bottle. Okay.
If you pull a manga.
Okay. Sounds good.
So I'm kind of hoping you don't pull the manga, but
sounds good. Well, I'm hoping that you don't pull the manga as well. So here we go. Rohit, you can choose your 3 packs.
All right.
I'll just have the leftovers.
All right, I'm gonna pick this one, and your thumb's on that one. So I'm gonna pick that one.
Here we go.
Shout out Fetch for the packs, man.
Yep. Thank you, Karushi, for letting me steal these.
So, all right, we're gonna one at a time.
We'll
slow roll.
One at a time. Okay. I'm usually a back.
Check the back.
Yeah, but I guess that's supposed to, if it's
a leader.
a thing, right? Yeah. So I'll point it towards the camera. Okay. Obviously nothing. And I guess I'll leave the second to last.
Okay, sounds good.
I kind of spoiled myself already.
Did you see a leader?
Nah. Okay. So this is my second to last card.
Oh! That's pretty good.
Pretty good. A secret. I mean,
that's played an up. So
that's I say you should drink 2. If you don't get anything good. If you don't get
okay. I'm hoping there's an AA in here now, so it kind of counteracts it. Yeah, these are pretty standard cards. OP09.
Probably
anniversary set. Sorry.
Nah, you're good.
And then, what came out of this? Blackbeard. Blackbeard was a
Blackbeard.
Yeah. Shanks.
Buggy as well, I think.
Buggy.
Because this is the Emperor's one, right?
Yep. Okay, so we got my rare here. Oh, okay. Speaking of Shanks, I got SR.
Okay, that's fine.
I think your secret kind of trumps my SR.
Yeah, but you know what? In spirit of friendship, I'll take 1.
All right, I'll have 2. So these are soju laced.
Yep.
As you said.
We're not trying to die tonight, so it's pretty chill.
Unless one of us get the manga.
Yeah. That's right.
It's a whole different story if we get the manga though. All right. I'll go first this time because that seems fair.
The way.
this goes. What else came out in this set? There was Lim, which saw quite a bit of play. No one kind of
Lim
expected to see Lim doing well, but then
That's right.
some guys picked it up in Paris or in the Europe region.
Yeah, well, and Nice also did really well.
Yeah,
Recently.
So,
in the previous set, obviously.
Oh, and Stanson. Shout out Stanson.
Oh, yeah, he got a 0 out of it.
Oh, okay, so it's a leader pack, so unfortunately I'm on the owl on that one, so this is my game to lose right now.
Good start for me.
But yeah, this set had 4 mangas because it was like an anniversary set, right? So it was
pretty giga.
Pretty crazy. Oh my god.
All right. We have an Odyssey Super.
Hey, it sounds better than nothing, and
it's stacked.
I'll have to drink to that one again.
Yeah, it is stacked.
Should we make this one interesting? So I have a little hidden bottle of soju here.
Okay, here we go.
We'll say the worst pack has to take a shot.
Okay.
I'll pour it out while you
I'll do my own then.
And if we both hit nothing,
then we
both gotta do a shot.
Do something. Okay.
Just to make it a little bit more interesting for the
Yeah. And I guess if you haven't picked up the vibes already, I don't know if this episode will be super informational.
Trust me, it's
depending. Okay, I think it's just a rare.
So if I pull something here,
I'm on the firing line.
If I pull something here, JP was having a drink. Yeah, I don't know. This set, I think we opened quite a bit of personally in our group because anniversary set, we'll try to all get the manga.
It makes sense.
Unfortunately, no mangas.
The uncut sheet for this will be very, very nice.
Very, very nice.
If you ever top a treasure cup.
So we're at the second to last card. Okay, so I got an SR.
Okay.
So I finally won one.
Okay.
I can do a shot with you if you want, though.
Nah, that's all right, man. We'll be drinking throughout the whole night.
Enjoy.
To the first podcast. Okay.
Well, you know, we got a secret, so that counts as a hit.
That's pretty good.
That's not bad from 6 packs.
That's pretty good, yeah.
And look there, Luffy is played in the best deck in the format. Would you say it's the best deck in the format?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some people run without it. I personally don't run it myself, to be honest.
Yep.
But yeah, we're moving on. Let's talk about OP12. And I mean, the interesting thing is, we've been watching the tournaments, actually.
The Japan tournaments,
live. And the funny thing is, UP Luffy, Blue Purple Luffy, hasn't actually won a Japanese tournament.
It almost won the last one, except it got time stalled by Rob Lucci of all decks. So, if you haven't been keeping up with the Japanese tournaments, the winners so far... Oh, I'll tell you the finals. The finals, the first one has been Red Zoro versus Green Zoro, which Red won. And then after that, Blue Nami and Lucci. What format is that? Well, OP06, OP07 format. And then Blue Nami won. Pretty random. After that, Rayleigh versus Yellow Kid. And Rayleigh won that.
Rayleigh won that one.
Yeah.
Yellow Kid, kind of shocked how it made it that far.
I don't know how he lost to the Rayleigh as well. As a yellow deck, you shouldn't really be losing to.
I mean, it's Kid.
It's Kid.
And then only recently did Blue Purple Luffy make it to the finals, facing Lucci, but Lucci won that.
It was the time. But I think if it went on much longer, Lucci is going to cycle his 10 cost Kuzans and can't do much after that.
Yeah. Man, Lucci's just like the deck that never dies.
Doesn't die, man.
It's really annoying.
So I'm like the biggest hater of Gecko Moria.
I mean, who isn't?
Like, I'm so glad BY died with like Gecko Moria. I hate that deck so much.
BY was so annoying.
9k leader is not fair.
Yeah.
But Lucci is just as annoying with Gecko Moria, being able to summon like 3 bodies on one turn, as well as like removing like 2 of your bodies, and then just saying like, what are you gonna do about it, bro?
And then next turn they have a 9k beater that will just kill you.
I don't know how people are still cooking this, man. Oh, shout out Ricky though. He cooked it and
shout out to Ricky. Yeah. Well, apparently it's because Lucci is become more consistent. Like, you add a lot more things to make the deck way more consistent.
Yeah.
And it's weirdly finding still success. And Rebecca is still a bit of an issue.
Rebecca's so it just seems like one of those decks. Like I don't know if you remember Purple Luffy back in OP05.
Oh yeah.
You just chuck the best cards of that color.
Yep.
And it
works.
Like like you don't really need to worry about searches.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
You just chuck the best of that color, and then it's like, yep, this deck is like that's solid.
That's literally what Ricky said in his deck profile. It's just a bunch of black cards put together, and the deck plays itself, which is very annoying.
I can't play black. My math is.
Well, Karushi can't play black. The founder of Fetch, the first time he played a black deck, he got a headache. So. Shout out to Fetch owner.
Shout out to Fetch owner.
But yeah, I mean, personally, I'm very surprised. Blue Purple Luffy is very well represented still. Don't get me wrong.
I think it's the most represented deck. And then following, I think there's a little bit of like Green Purple Luffy,
yep.
Zoro. Rayleigh's seen a little bit more play now, and then it's a bit of a mixture, right? Like
yeah, it's really interesting because you can tell that the decks that are being played they're trying to counter.
Betty as well. That's
yeah. Interestingly, Betty is not played that much in the Eastern meta.
I saw most recently. I think it was only one who made it into the top 16.
Yeah, and then there's us, the Westerners. in this recent weekend, Bella Betty took out all of the regionals.
Yeah, Sydney regionals was just recently, and the final was Betty Mirror, right?
Betty Mirror, and I think Toulouse somewhere. That was a Betty winner, and then I forgot the third one. But it's pretty crazy. For me personally, I'm a little bit surprised that there's a big fall off with Green Purple Luffy in terms of representation. To be honest,
I think it's and I think some people may say otherwise. I'm talking about Bill, best Green Purple player I know right now.
Yeah.
But I think it's still quite a hard deck to pilot. You got to know when to giant because
true.
Unlike every other purple deck, your giant actually does minus you Don.
Yep.
Because you're never getting to 10 Don.
Yeah, that's true.
On Green Purple, and it's definitely one of those decks that if you don't see like 3 of your pieces in a row, it's quite hard. Like especially if you don't see Sanji pudding and stage. If you're versing a removal deck, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I stopped playing it because I tried to pick up that deck. The games I saw, like 2 Sanji puddings, great, loved it. It was awesome. There's so many games I didn't see Sanji pudding. I was like, I'm not playing this deck. Yeah,
man. There's like 12 searches in that deck.
So it's a skill issue. It's a skill issue. It must be a skill issue.
How'd you do that, man?
I don't know, but I played that game. I would search with the one cost event. I'd search with the Green Nami. I'd search with Zorojo, and I still couldn't find that. So
it's pretty crazy.
It's a skill issue at that point, I think.
Yeah, man, I remember the first time I played Green Purple Luffy, it was against one of our good mates. And I was just so surprised that from a 7 Don turn, they managed to spend 15 or 16. And I was like, 16 Don. And I was like, things just kept getting restood. Things just kept coming active from the Don deck to his whatever. And I was just like, how is this possible? This deck is so strong. And to be honest, a part of me feels like there's less green purple representation because it's like $600 deck.
Yeah. Yeah, if you didn't get the I think in New Zealand we're a little bit more fortunate than other countries. I think in America cheaper. It's probably going for around 80 USD for one secret Luffy,
which is 160 NZD.
Yeah, which is crazy to think about, right?
And that's the normal secret.
Yeah. No shout outs to Bandai for that. They put 4 secrets every 12 boxes. That's not it for that, man.
It's messed up.
But yeah, no, so I think I guess it's locked. Because I think I was fortunate enough to get them for around 40 to 50 each. So that's pretty lucky, but
that's 30 USD.
Yeah, even now, I still don't really want to play the deck because I can't find my pieces. So I'm like, you know what? I'll put it down. Yeah. I've picked up Blue Purple Luffy, and now that we got the starter decks, I've been jamming Black Purple Luffy.
Oh yeah.
Because Gum Giant is the best card in the game for some reason that exists.
Before we move on to Black Purple, actually, I initially thought Green Purple was better. Than Blue Purple, because you get so much done. But then when I started playing Blue Purple, I was like, once you hit the 8th Dawn turn, you basically have like 2 searches in a way, because you get 5, you pick out a Straw Hat, and then you can stack it. You stack whatever card you want at the top of your deck, and that's kind of like a pseudo search.
Yeah.
Because you're getting it straight away, and I'm just like, okay. Or if you're looking for a specific piece, you just put everything at the bottom. You cycle through your whole deck.
Yeah, no, I get that. You're drawing 2 cards a turn is
that's already broken.
It's really strong.
But you basically choose what 2 cards you're getting.
Yeah, exactly. So it's insane. Like you can always grab a 2K to hand, or you can grab and then you can stack the giant, or if you've got Sanji, which plays out a whole another 9-cost body, like that's quite a lot of pressure to deal with.
Yeah, it's very annoying. And like even with like playing against like a teach where you don't have an on place, I was just like cycling through my whole deck to find like a giant or red rocks or I play gravity blades. Yeah. So like in a way, the fact that I was able to cycle my deck like kind of balanced out not having any on plays, which is like crazy. And I'm still drawing 2 cards a turn.
Yeah.
And at Blackbeard, they'll be on like 1 card.
Well, I think like the craziest part about this deck is obviously it's Straw Hat tagged, right? So like, that's the most represented tag in the game. Plus, like, it's just so adaptable. Like, if Betty is the biggest problem in the meta, I think what you've been seeing is people like running like more like Thunder Bagwas to get out of it, God Threads, and like just depending on what the meta is. And then for OP11 now, we've obviously got the starter decks, and there's been more issues with things being 7 costs. So Sanji pudding when it's buffed, Black Purple Luffy at +1 cost. So the 6-cost secret and the 6-cost bear Luffy go to 7 now. So that gets around the gravity blade. So I've been seeing more people run like Mihawk as a tech card. Yeah. It's so versatile. So like I think it is categorically the best deck in the format. Yeah. On the day, it could always depend because someone can. Of course. I think since OP10, it feels like the meta has been very wide. Like which is pretty fun. It's fun, but like from a competitive standpoint, I'd be interested to know how you think about this. Like sometimes the best deck in format is better because you can either just play the best deck in the format, get really good at the mirror, get really good at the matchups, or you can play a deck to counter that deck. And it makes it a lot easier to pick a deck come competitive time. Yeah, true. But when it's like in this kind of like bracket meta where, well, if you run into the bad matchup, oh well, sorry, bro. That's true. It's a little bit harder to pick a deck to, I guess, like figure out what you want, especially like for like these competitive tournaments where like thousands of dollars of prizes on the line. Oh yeah, 100%. But yeah, no, like I guess it's a little bit different, and I guess it seems like it's trending towards that way in OPO12 as well, which is again like I think it's a really good thing for like bringing more people into the game. Yeah, 100%. Having that diversity, like even though it's a lot of Gum Giant decks. But I think with diversity comes like accessibility. Yeah, because then you have Bilibili, which costs like what, $20. Yeah, to make, and it's good. anyone can build the best deck in the format. So a new person can just hop in pretty easily. Yeah. No, but I want to bring it back to Black Purple Luffy, as you were mentioning before. So, man, that beer Luffy is pretty good, eh? Because 7K leader pretty good. 7K leader pretty good. And Black Purple Luffy, it's, almost free. Yeah. Because you get it back. Yeah. No, I think it's definitely like the card that the deck revolves around. If you get that card out, 7K leader, it makes you, even though you're 4-life leader, you take the first 2 hits, and then you're stuck behind a 7K leader for the rest of the game if you can leave it out. And like you said, the effect is actually bringing you back a free Don because of the leader effect, right? So like 100%. Super strong. And I saw a list, and this is what I've been playing. I'm running the 3-cost pudding. Oh, yeah. So any Don minus, Don minus 2 on my deck actually is a ramp one. Yeah. Which is like insane, right? It's so good. But I think it's a really strong deck. Like, so the starter deck buff's been pretty good. Be interesting to see how it translates into OPO12 because I think there's a few more black cards like Robin that come out that people are running. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. The Robin card is interesting because to talk about like a future leader, there's like Koala. Yeah. Black Purple Koala. Let me just read that effect real quick.
So whenever it attacks your opponent's leader, if you have 2 more characters that cost 8 or more, draw a card. I mean, that's pretty good. And then when your opponent plays a character with a base cost of 8 or more, or when they
play multiple,
like a character from a character's effect, your opponent takes a card from their life.
It kind of stops like BP Luffy's shenanigans, right? Like,
yeah. When I first read that, I was like, man, this is a pretty giga leader. It's like kind of OP. But then when it actually translated to the OP12 in Japan, like nothing much came out of it.
I don't think I've seen any koalas in top 16.
Yeah, from what I've seen, it's just been like flagship or like locals, like winners. And I found it interesting because it kind of revolves around like starving your opponent, right?
Yeah.
And the only good starve deck that's existed was NL, unknowingly. Like Robin was like designed to starve your opponent with the banish.
Yes. Yeah.
But then like that hasn't really found success. And like Koala, when we first read it was like, oh man, this card's OP. And then in practice, it's just kind of like clunky, not that consistent.
I think it's also really slow and it just gets beat up too easily. Like, it doesn't have enough like ways to stabilize and sustain, because the 8 cost condition is met by a lot of its 4 cost characters being +4, right? But they're still 4 cost characters, so it's not like they have 9k power or anything like that. So I can see how it didn't work. 100%, it looked really good.
Oh yeah.
And to touch on like another deck that looked really good, and I actually really thought I was going to play this for the regionals. Yeah. I still don't know what I'm going to play, but I know it's probably not this anymore. Kuzan, Blue Kuzan.
Oh, yeah, that looks pretty good.
The leader effect is quite cool, like in terms of like cycling a card, because pretty sure it's something along the lines of whenever you have to trash a card, you draw another card, right?
So when your Navy cards force you to trash card, you basically trash cards, you draw the amount
equal to the number you trash.
And the cool thing is it's not once per turn.
And it's not your turn locked either, right? I'm pretty sure
it's here.
Because I think you can use it with its 1 cost event.
Yeah, I mean, it's just when a card is trashed from your hand by a Navy type card, draw cards equal to the number of cards trashed. So you're constantly drawing.
Well, I thought that
and cycling in your hand.
Yeah, I thought that with the GARP that lets you play another high cost body was going to be quite good, because you're pretty good drawing. You're drawing the best cards constantly, right? And it has a couple good tools in there. I think it still needs a little bit more support to break the meta.
Yeah, I think like when I looked at the deck list and stuff, I was like, this is like pretty good, because like you're bouncing stuff from events. Yeah. And there's a Kuzan that like stuns a character. Yeah. And I was like, that feels like a good like tempo, like control kind of deck, but it just hasn't found like that much success. Yeah, I think the thing that made me think it was also going to be really good is it had like a mini Gum Giant. Because it's a 1 cost event that plus 4k, and you trash a card, but then it allows you to draw another card. So it's not the whole +2, but it didn't have the Don minus counter effect, so you could use multiple in a turn pretty easily. I thought that was going to make it really good as well, but it just didn't seem to have the way to get past like up, right? And like again, that being like the boogeyman of the meta. And there's one card in up that makes it so hard as well. It's pudding. Because you have all these cards in your hand, you have the best cards in your hand. Yeah. But now you got to like, even if they have 6, 7 cards, you know they're the best ones because they've been cycling them. And so now you have to chuck them back into your deck. Pudding is like an insane... It's an annoying card. Like if you're not playing around it, if you're not careful, you just like lose so much resources. It's like a meta bending card for the fact of if you're versing blue, you have to, no matter what, play around. You can never have a hand size because, like, especially in these regional tournaments, you don't know what deck list people are running. So it's like they could be running like 3 puddings and you could just get like punished for having a big hand. Like, I mean, like, I think some up lists only run like 1 or 2, but the fact that they're cycling through the deck, well, like you're gonna see it. As you were saying, like you can look at the next card and pick which next cards you're gonna draw, right? So it doesn't matter that it's not even Straw Hat Crew because you can just make it the second card that you're gonna draw for a turn. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So you'll find it, like, and that's why you only need to run 1, and it's just so. Yeah, like, I know people want it banned, but do you think? I think it's good for the game. I think it's pretty healthy for the game. Like, there's definitely more oppressive cards. What we're talking about.
Pudding being banned.
I think pudding is healthy, so people don't get greedy.
It's like one of those like necessary evil cards.
Evils,
like it's kind of how I feel about Blackbeard in a way. Like I hate playing the deck. It feels like versing the deck. It feels like I'm playing a completely different game, and it feels so boring to play against because I'm like, where's my abilities?
It's pretty crazy because like on plays, of course it's impactful, but like you just get instant value from your cards.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's so many like decks that rely on like on play, but like Nami, of course, like blue Nami, like is basically dead against like Blackbeard because like they just lose so much of their like draw or mill.
Yeah. You can't use your Kayas, you can't use your like to get past, and even like Blackbeard can actually like stop his leader effect from milling out.
Yeah, like
such a weird
when you're at like 2 life, you just use Blackbeard effect, and then
if they try
Nami loses actually.
Becomes a normal leader.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because like when Blackbeard first came out, I was like, oh, does that mean I can attack with my Vegapunk? It's like, yeah, you actually can.
I actually didn't think about that. See, this is why you're a judge. I actually didn't think about the You've actually kind of blown my mind here. Right?
It's buzzy, yeah.
I would have never thought to do that.
But that's why. I mean, but I think in the moment, right?
You would never.
Yeah.
Actually, like, oh no, because it's only on No, I don't think you can do that because it only stops it for that their turn.
I'm talking about the 10 cost Blackbeard.
Yeah, it only stops it for.
Oh wait.
So like Dofi can still.
Isn't there like a trigger?
There is.
Yeah.
It's the Black Vortex trigger the because I remember I triggered the 4-cost event, the Black Hole, against Black Purple Luffy before they buffed.
Yeah.
And then they couldn't heal.
Yeah.
And then just lost.
Yeah.
Like sorry. Let's
But it's good. Like there are some necessary evils in the game.
Yeah. Let's get back to OP12. So we've talked about up. We've talked about how like GP, what the current meta is like. That's kind of Japan. What do we think the Western meta with the starter decks is gonna like kind of look like now? With so we got the Shanks starter deck. We got Buggy, Blackbeard, Bonnie, Green Bonnie.
Yep. Yamato.
Green, yellow Yamato, and the Black Purple Luffy.
Yeah, it's really interesting because I think Buggy is going to be pretty good. Like, it's good now.
It's good.
OP11.
It's good. Yeah, it's strong, yeah.
And I think even more in OP12 because there's, like, Rayleigh is super popular in OP12, right?
Yeah, that 7-cost Buggy promo card is, like, your 3 and 4 costs, like, can't do anything.
Yeah, and the fact that Rayleigh, like, literally you can't play anything 5 costs or more. It's like, what do you swing with? Like, it's pretty crazy. And Buggy's also good into Bello Betty. Yeah,
it just goes way wider. It's kind of the same, and it's like getting rid of a card to do its effect.
Yeah.
But like because the characters are so tall, as soon as Betty turns them sideways once, it's done. And they actually have tools to be able to get more cards back into their hand with like the new 5-cost Alvida that lets you like draw 3 trash 2.
There's so many cards that let you cycle your hand. Actually, like in Bill's recent video, he was saying you hardly like run out of cards in hand because you actually draw so much. Yeah,
I think Buggy is probably by far the winner out of this.
All of the starter decks. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
I think Shanks was the biggest loser out of the starter decks. It got like one kind of good support card in the 9-cost Shanks, and then everything else was like film support.
Yeah. It was Uta support. It was Uta support. Yeah, under the Shanks leader. Man, it was just really interesting.
That was kind of a waste of $60 for me, I think.
I mean, if you pull something good from the packs, it's fine.
I did get an army leader, so I was pretty happy. That was enough for me.
But I think Buggy, in OP12, will make a pretty good, like, storm or like appearance.
It also checks Lucci because of the new 8-cost. Mihawk and Crocodile card.
It's annoying. Trash a card from your hand. Defend. I mean, protect.
And I can't remember if it's just removal from the field or KO, but I know the protection is like
it's
not even once per turn.
Yeah.
So like it will gatekeep a bunch of the Luchis that are, if they. I feel like we always have rogue Luchis players in Auckland.
Yeah. But it's doing well. I mean, like
I can't blame it.
It never dies.
And I think it has a decent matchup into Up as well.
A good matchup into Up Luffy and to actually no, it doesn't have a very good matchup to GP.
Oh, okay.
Luffy, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, to touch on not a good matchup for Buggy, I reckon the new Green Zoro leader is
it's insane into it, right?
It's really because you're not really KOing stuff, you're like resting stuff, and then you're just gonna swing into it with 8k, and then your Zoro can restand and swing at 8k for leader.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Yeah. That's pretty. Or if they actually have like other 8-cost characters, they can swing back into another character again.
Yeah.
So like if you swing into, maybe the Mihawk and they block.
Yeah.
You can restand your Zoro and then you can like swing into that 8-cost 7k Mihawk again. Mihawk and Crocodile, right? So it's like you can just keep clearing the board. They're getting rid of cards. They're eventually going to lose. So like that's actually we didn't talk about that too much, but Zoro is like another. It's like
I think it's gonna be pretty popular.
I think it's like a fan made green deck, man. Like it's got like the best abilities out of all the green decks like right now. Like it's got like restand from like the OP12 Uta, like it's got that 3-cost restand event.
Yeah, if you're leader Zoro,
it's got built-in restand from OPO. Starter deck 2 Kid, like a 3-don kind of cost. It's got like a bunch of the resting stuff, and then there's like a 5-cost 7k Tashigi in there, right?
Oh yeah,
and it just rests. I don't know if it rests a card or there's a cost to it, but then it also attaches 3-don to your or restands 3-don, which is like. It's really good value.
Yeah.
Like it's
and actually for a green deck, I feel like it used to be like mandatory to run Holy Jones. You can run this event. It's 1 cost, but then rest 3-don, and then you can rest 2 characters or 2-don or 1 of each. The new Holy Jones event.
Yeah.
And actually it's a counter event too.
Oh, it's that kind of like it's the Divine Departure kind of.
Yeah. So you can for 4-don you can rest 2 of whatever you want, or it's not a brick in your hand. You can just counter 3k with it. Yeah,
that's
pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Zoro's pretty strong, but I think it has a slightly losing matchup to Up, is why it hasn't been seeing. Like it's pretty good. Like I think
it is good.
It's like almost 50-50, but I think some people have figured out some people in Japan, those guys are insane at the game, man.
Oh, yeah.
They've figured out the matchup a little bit more, and that's why it's been. And it also kind of just dies to aggro. So if people run like Betty, Red Zoro, Rayleigh, it kind of falls over a little bit.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about Rayleigh actually, because when the leader first came out, I was like, man, this is so bad. Like, just play Zoro. Like everything's a plus 1k. You can play 5-cost Rush Luffy unblockable, or the 5-cost like Rush Luffy that gives you a Dawn. Like, why would you ever play Rayleigh? And then they released like all of these events, and I was like, oh, it's actually pretty good. And then it like won. It won a Japanese tournament. What do you think about Red Rayleigh?
I think like it was definitely a leader that was going to be determined by like the support, but all those like Haki events being like +2, like a free +2k, so it's never dead in your hand.
Yeah.
And then being a searcher, a +2, Conqueror's Haki being insane, -1 to everything on the opponent's board.
What the heck? It's like a mini Shanks.
It's got its own like perfume femur as well. Yeah. Which is like just bash their face to like 0 and then go 15 a lead and see what happens. Like
pretty crazy.
And then so it's kind of like GP Luffy in the sense that it revolves around like one really specific card, which is the 4-cost Luffy.
Yes.
So that one like essentially when 2 Don are attached anywhere, it can be it doesn't have to be 2 on the same character, but it's anywhere. So like you can have 1 on your leader and 1 on your Luffy. It gets a +2k buff, so it becomes a 4/6, and it's on your opponent's turn as long as the Don is still attached. And then it also lets you reveal 2 events, attach a Don onto leader, so you're already getting some efficiency there.
Yep.
And you get to play a 3,000 power, or 3 cost or less, sorry.
3,000 power.
3,000 power or less, right? So playing the OPO10 Sanji card off that is kind of insane, right? Because next turn that Sanji you can buff with your radio leader, and it's swinging for 8 just for free.
Yeah, for fun. And then if it dies,
you just draw a card. So they can't even like starve you, right? Like
pretty crazy.
So like no, I think the deck looks really good. I reckon that's going to be one of my testing decks. As well as up for because we have our regionals at the end of August, so that's about 2 months from now.
Yeah, man, that's why I'm so excited because it's like you get like a random buggy that got like a giga buff, and then you have a new leader like in Rayleigh that like it counters each other, but Rayleigh is so good against up Luffy. And it's like what will the meta be? Yeah,
so I think it's like that's what I mean. We were talking about how it's like kind of like a bracket meta, like you can to win you definitely need that bit of luck to be able to not run into your unfavorable matchups, right? And so like I think it's going to be quite interesting to see who has the best list and a bit of luck on the day. But there's a reason these players like Nice and like people like Leon, shout out Leon, like who are able to like top
just consistently
like
do
relatively consistently, right? Like and it's a game of luck, but there's so much skill involved behind it.
Yeah.
Which is why I think it's a really cool. One Piece is like a really cool card game. Like I haven't played too many other card games, but I was trying to get into Yu-Gi-Oh because I was like looking for something to do.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do, bro. Like, could not play that game.
To read.
And then like, so I tried One Piece, and I was like, it's pretty like simple. And then like so it's kind of easy to enter in terms of like the what you need to do and stuff. But then I realized how much of a difference there was between like me and like some of these other players that are out there, right? Like they're so good, man. And so like really high skill ceilings. So it's still really fun to play, but then like kind of easy to get into. Besides like the some of the pricing of the cards.
Oh but, but I mean cheaper than Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that game was. I was trying to play Master Duel. Didn't work.
Shout out to David behind the camera.
You want to see that?
The NZ champ for Yu-Gi-Oh. yeah.
True. You still got the Nintendo Switch?
Yeah. That's my Switch.
Yeah. Best pricing ever.
They'll change to Steam Decks now. So.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Steam Decks.
Yeah, Steam Decks. Yeah, Steam Decks now.
I thought it was air fryers.
Okay. I guess we've kind of naturally moved on to the topic, but is there anything else you want to talk about in the OP12 meta before we...
Oh, man, you know what? I mean, I was hoping that both... Actually, no. Green, Yellow, Yamato. I don't know. I haven't seen so much stuff happening with it. But I mean, it's maybe because Japan hasn't had the starter decks yet. But it got a few... No, I got a lot of really good cards with the Izo, which is the banish. So Yama. you can pretty much play 8 banishing things.
Yeah. The Yama Searcher.
Yeah, the Yamato Searcher.
5 as well.
Yep. The new Momo.
The Rush Momo. And then gives your leader plus 1k. Yeah.
If you return to Given Dawns. And with the new like Hody Jones event, it kind of means that you can also like just rest stuff without having to look for Hody.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where that goes, like as a Yamato like Coper. But I've been playing it recently, and it just feels like something's missing still. It's really interesting. I'm maybe because I'm trash at the game, but I'm hoping to see some people cook with Yamato in OP12.
Yeah, it's one of those kind of weird decks that seem very strong with the double attack, right?
Yeah.
But like when people know how to, take the first one and then you can count out the next one or set up like blockers and stuff. Like when people don't kind of know how to play it, that's.
And I think it kind of feels bad, like when you go like back to back trying to banish, and they defended everything. Like you don't really have a board.
Yeah.
Like you just have like a blocker Izo, and then you have Nami. If you're going against up, you need to attach 3 Dawn to it to like try to swing. But yeah, I don't know. Something. I'm probably just trash at the game.
I think up is like kind of a 6k leader is an issue for Yamato, and the fact that when up is able to draw 2 cards per turn, they don't care about countering. So like, and their board's never gonna be really like strong enough because they don't really play any tall characters besides Hody, and maybe if they're running like 8 cost kid, like there's not really tall characters. So once they get to their like their game plan, it's quite easy to like counter out of it.
Yeah, like you just lose a lot of resources. Like at that point, like you just get you get out resourced so easily.
I think it's also one of those decks that kind of like you're talking about. You don't really build a board, like you rely on triggers to build your board, right? So if you don't see your triggers, it's kind of like
like your Kiku or the new what's his name, the first samurai that we saw. He was in pieces. He was cut up.
Kinemon,
yeah, the Kinemon trigger. Yeah, I don't know. But I'm excited to see Green Yellow Law as well. That's kind of been popping off as well.
That's been like really strong with the new beige card that I got. Yeah. And I think so. I saw some early lists. There's a new 2-cost Supernova Searcher.
Yes.
In the new Bonnie starter deck.
Yeah,
so I think I've seen Laws starting to run that over the rest Bonnie, mostly because it's 2 costs and it allows you to get to your leader ability a little bit sooner. But been seeing a little bit of that coming up. A lot of people are doing quite well with it, and honestly, like I thought it was a pretty bad. Like I thought it was like one of those like kind of fun B tier decks. Like you can win some games, but you're never really winning a tournament. But like some people are really cooking with it, man. Like,
I actually saw some lists. They're playing like the OP12 like slash package, like the Perona Searcher. To find their like the secret law. Because you just add a green event or a slash character. Or is that the Hiyori? Basically, you have like a random searcher. Yeah, and then they played the whoever Tashigi's dad was, which defends I think green characters.
The blocker,
the blocker as well. Yeah. So you have some form of defense. You don't need to rely on like a 3-cost Tashigi. To keep your board safe. So it's really interesting. I'm pretty keen to see also like what happens there when the starter decks come out in for Japan or when we get OP12. Like I'm a law coper. I miss RP law, so this is like the best that I have.
I was honestly too dumb to play the deck, man. I had to play
RP law.
Yeah, no.
GY.
RP law. I would always just go down on cards too much. And then I'd just die.
RP Law was such a fun.
The most broken deck in the game. I just couldn't play it.
So fun, man. It was so fun. Like definitely. I mean, people hated it, but I loved it.
It was so strong, man. Like it was unreal when it got 8 Gordons.
We didn't even see Black Maria.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Give me a 1 week with it, bro. Like just let me enjoy it. But yeah, I mean.
I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be really like open, and I don't think it's gonna be like entirely up dominated. Like I think it's gonna be the most popular deck in the format, but I don't think by like it's not gonna be like a 50% or like a 25%. Like I think it's gonna be closer to like maybe like 15%, and then there's gonna be pockets
like
of
heaps of other stuff.
I think, and then so like as from a competitive standpoint, I'm a little bit like worried about that. You know, like it's easier to know what you're versing than like not. I guess this kind of brings me to another question. You've been judging for ages. So I've seen you kind of transition a little bit more into the player space. You know. So like I've kind of been wondering like, you know, what's that like, you know, obviously not a new player, but it's moving really a bit more into that direction. Like
it's a funny question because there's 2 really good judges here in OCE, Leon and Max. They were like one of the first few judges that I ever met, and they've both transitioned to competitive play, and they're like dominating like top 8s consistently. Max especially, he's been getting consistently like top 8, and I was like, I'm probably never gonna be like that. I'll stick to like locals, having like playing for fun and stuff. But because I come from a background of Yu-Gi-Oh, and I wasn't a judge in Yu-Gi-Oh, and I love the competition side of it. And I definitely do miss that a lot in One Piece. Being a judge, like it's fun. Like I love it. It's a different side of the game that I've come to appreciate that I didn't get to do in Yu-Gi-Oh. And transitioning to becoming more of a player, I mean, like, you just play a lot more, right?
Yeah.
The sucky thing is, like, in OCE, in New Zealand specifically, like, we don't get, like, too much events.
Yeah, we get one a year,
We
right?
get, like, one regional a year.
And everything else is online.
Yeah, like, online, that's like, oh, I want to judge online.
Yeah.
kind of vibes. And even the Store Treasure Cup, like, we don't get too much Store Treasure Cups. But it's been fun, I think. Because I've kind of just been like not really bystander. Like, I've just appreciated the game from like kind of afar, like as a judge.
Yeah.
And like I've just been like playing here and there, obviously to keep up with like the game because I obviously like the game. But then like talking with a lot more competitive players and actually like poking their brains and be like, oh, this is like how they think about the game in terms of like resources and like actually thinking about what your opponent could have, like just knowing their decks and like trying to predict like what could be in their hand. It's been really fun. It's been really interesting. So shout out to everyone who's been like helping out with that.
Yeah, I've been seeing
It's been a good journey.
Some of your coaching series. I think there's some pretty good stuff in there. I think like even like at all skill levels, I think there's like definitely like I've picked up a couple things like especially about like hand management. Like I think that's one of the biggest things I've learned. Like the bigger hand you have, you're gonna have more options. You're gonna have more things to do. Like it's so yeah, no, I just want to like and I don't know if you've decided if you're gonna judge or play the Auckland regionals. It'd be cool to see you join in as a player.
It'll be pretty funny. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably judge to be honest. I love judging the big events.
That's fair.
You kind of like you get to hang out with everyone. You see everything, and the really good thing about like judging is like I get to watch. I have the privilege of watching like super high level gameplay. I remember the first Auckland regional. I was watching the finals. It was Whitebeard versus Whitebeard.
It was Takumi versus Elliot. Yeah.
I was watching Elliot, and then he searched for something, and I was like, I think he should get the ace. And then he got something completely different, and I was like, I think he got like the Atmos. Let's just pretend. I was like, he should definitely go for the ace. He got Atmos instead. I was like, why the heck did he get the Atmos? And I'm like, and then the rest of the game was like, what? Like, what is he doing? Like, not in a bad way. I'm just like, these high level players are just thinking about the game like so differently from like a noob like me that it was like really, really cool to watch.
Yeah, it's really, you think like this is the best line and they're like, they see something completely different. And like, this is what I think about like watching when we've been watching these like Japan games, right? Because like you're always gonna have throw on your 2 cents, like, oh, they should have done this, like blah blah blah. Then when you see them like resolve what they resolve, you're like, holy shit, that was 100% the best play.
It was funny, like Takumi and Elliot, they were like swinging at characters and leaders. And it was like, oh, he should counter. Just let it go. It's like, why did he let it go? Like, I have no idea what's happening. And then like you kind of think about it, or you chat with them after the game, and it's like, bro, I did not even think about that.
Yeah,
and it's cool. Like, that's the privilege I get from being a judge, which I'm pretty lucky to be in. To be honest.
Cool. I mean, as a player, I'm always keen to see you play some more. We got to play. We got to play next to each other in the
Treasure Cup.
Treasure Cup. That was pretty fun.
That was pretty good.
And so I think this game from a competitive standpoint is like really like fun. Like I can't compare it to other games because I don't actually have the experience in other games, but it feels like it's quite deep. Although, like, everything's quite simple in terms of effects, and sometimes there is only a couple things you can do, but, like, it still feels quite deep, and there's a lot of, like, a lot of decks, a lot of different builds that you can do, so...
Yeah.
It's quite cool. But, yeah, like... Yeah, it was really good to know what your perspective is like on the judging.
I've been a judge for, like, such a long time, basically when OP1 came out, and I kind of, like, know most players because I've been around for so long, but you're, like, kind of not on the newer, but you came around like OP05 or something.
I think it was like OP03, like just after the first Auckland regional.
Oh yeah. So like, what got you in the game?
So, I'm actually one of those players who like One Piece for the IP. So like, I was like watching One Piece and all this stuff, and then I went to one of our local stores, and I found. So this was I think just before OP03. Or like as OP03 was in their pre-release kind of stage, and I was like, oh my god, like there's One Piece card games, and I saw a booster box of Romance Dawn for like $350.
There was the Romance Dawn still.
Yeah, but it was like there was one.
Yeah.
And it was $350, and I was like, this seems kind of insane, but like for like cardboard, but like let me just cop it. Like, you know, I was just like, these cards will look cool. And so yeah, I did that, and then I pulled the Luffy that's here.
Oh yeah.
So that's my first ever AA pull, so I will treasure that forever.
Nice.
And then I was just like kind of reading the cards, and I was like, you know, watching some like YouTube videos, and I was like, oh, this seems kind of cool. Like,
that's really interesting.
I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of like, I went to my first locals, and I was kind of like nervous because I was like worried about like people being like,
oh yeah,
like weirdos and stuff.
Yeah.
But, like,
that's funny. That's really funny.
But actually,
it's pretty
like,
good though.
Everyone's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
So like I met some like real cool friends and stuff as well. So like that kind of like got me in the game, and like the local scene kind of like, I think in Auckland at least we have like a really cool community.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, 100%.
Everyone's like really friendly with each other and stuff. So like we're really privileged to like have that, I think. But like the people in the scene like kind of got me like to stay in the game.
Yeah.
And then like shout out Kurushi again, because for real, this guy actually like helped me get into the game. Like he didn't even like know me, and I like posted on the Facebook page like, hey, I'm looking for like these like 40 cards like to build OP01 Red Zoro.
Yeah.
And then he was like, hey man, I've like got them all. I was like, cool, like how much for it and stuff. He's like, bro, just have it, like just play the game, man.
Nice.
And like so like I really appreciate like
That's cool.
him for that. So he actually like, he's like one of the like guys who actually got me like into the game as well. So that was real cool. And then yeah, just kind of got hooked. Like the people kept me in the game, and the game became fun.
Nice.
And I slowly got better. I haven't like hit my
peak
goal of top 8ing yet.
Yeah.
My next goal is top 16.
Nice.
I've hit the like ton of top 64. Being close to top 32, but that top 16 prize is like what I'm like aiming for next.
I have such like huge respect for like these top players, because you're well, like when you're like just jamming on ranked, he's like, yeah, I'll like bust out 20 games. I'll win like 15. And I was like, yeah, I can win like regionals. But when you play real life, you're just like, it's so different.
It's so different.
Yeah, like the level of play is always different. Like the physical and mental like fatigue of it all, it actually builds up.
I don't know about you, but like from a judge, like from when I play, like you're there from like there from like what, like 8 a.m. and you finish at like 6:30 or something, right? And in between, like I've barely eaten breakfast, and like I'll have some water, and then like I'll have lunchtime, and I'm like, I don't want to eat, especially if I'm doing like kind of well. Like So when we went to Australia for like the CS Championship, after 5 rounds, it was break time, and I was like 4-1.
Yeah.
So I was like feeling like I was like, okay, like I gotta lock in,
Yeah.
And then unfortunately I ended up 7-3, but like but like I was like I gotta lock in, and then so I couldn't eat. I had like a bite of a pie, and then I threw it away.
You don't have appetite A.
Because I was like I'm too nervous to eat, but then I'm like, I have a headache. Yeah. Because I haven't eaten anything.
Yeah.
And then like it was
haven't drank anything.
It was hot as in Australia at the time, like as well. So like it was like kind of crazy. But like I feel like if I ate, I would have thrown up.
Yeah, no, I definitely know what you're saying. Like there's just times where your body is like telling you it's like hungry, but then like as soon as like you put food in your mouth, you're just like, oh man, I can't take it right now. Like no.
Because like I don't know, and it's just like that competitive. Like I've really, no matter like what I've done, like I really enjoy like that meta game or like competitive aspect for me, because it goes beyond like it's fun because it feels like there's stakes on the line, right? Like and it's like that really like kept me in the like I want to compete, like I want to play, like I want to do better than everyone else, like and obviously it does help that these expensive as like prize cards like the.
Speaking of like prize cards, pricing this year was pretty good with the like Zero Luffy. Can you tell us a story about like how you basically lost the Zero Luffy?
So in Australia, we had the CS tournament, and as both of you guys know, you guys both pulled the Zero Luffy.
Luckily. Insane, actually.
the event packs that they were giving out had a chance to get a cereal. I think it's a really cool way of distributing a cereal, right?
Yeah.
And I was standing in line with one of my other mates, Ben, and he goes, "Oh yeah, just go." Like I was in front of him, and I was like, "Oh, all good, bro." Like you jump in, you grab your packs first, man. Just being a nice guy, you know.
Yeah.
And we're sitting there opening our packs together, and I see the pink and white on his cards. I was like, it should have been me.
Yeah.
It should have been me. So he pulled the cereal, and I was like, okay, surely there's like a cereal in mine. And I opened all my packs, nothing, bro,
Man.
nothing. And I was like, obviously I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like,
your
bro,
heartbroken.
I could have sold that for like $2,000.
Man, that's pretty funny, honestly. I mean, it happens.
But yeah, no, that was kind of crazy. But,
I mean, to be honest, so like David and I opened our stuff. If David like opened it, he got it, and then I didn't get it, I would have been so sad. I would have like, that could have been me.
You opened your packs first.
Actually, yeah.
And as soon as I got out, I was like, oh, what's the point?
Yeah.
And so when I pulled it, I was like, whoa.
But honestly though, because if you didn't pull it, I would have felt really bad.
Would you have sold it and split it with him?
Okay, here's the thing. I think like I would have felt really bad, and I think there's a part of me that like wants to just split stuff now. So it's, at least you guarantee your split. But also you don't have that guilt for the other guy, because it's just like it sucks, man.
I always just think like, okay, like even though if I got it, I'd have to half my thing. Like if I didn't get it, I'm getting half. Like, and it's also like because these are like my mates, it feels
alright.
It doesn't feel like you're like splitting with like a random or something, or you're not just giving someone else like your 1K or like
it's like when you split a box, right? Like
it's a bit more fun. Well, like that was actually one of our other mates from Invercargill. He was staying with us. Daniel. He actually pulled Serial Luffy as well, and he gave everyone a cut of the.
That's boys.
I was like, you didn't have to do that. Shout out Daniel. He's like,
I feel like if like everyone's like lining up, you're like your mate and your other mate and your mate and your mate behind you. You're like back to back to back to back, and one of you pulls it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a group project, right?
There's a little bit of luck, but like,
I mean, of course.
It is what it is. I think as long as you guys agree on it beforehand or something, it's like, it's cool.
I mean, David and I will talk off screen about future pricing.
I'm not gonna lie, as happy as I was for Ben, bro, I was so sad. I was so sad that it was actually that meme, like, it should have been me. It should have been me. Like, for sure. But like, no, that was a really fun time going to Australia.
That was a good event. That was a good event.
Playing in that massive tournament, like seeing like the best people in Oceania.
Yeah.
I think versing some of them even was like such a great experience. I don't think I'm going next year. It's too expensive.
Oh yeah.
But,
and you're getting married.
It's happening.
It's just crazy because like for David and I, like we've seen the OCE reps.
Yeah.
Like how they want it, and then like we get to watch them at Worlds. It's kind of like a surreal feeling. It's like I watched that guy play like
in person,
like right there, like he's right there. It's real buzzy.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's cool. What do you because this is the Fetch YouTube channel and Fetch is a marketplace. What do you kind of think of the state of the game right now with like box prices, card prices? Like, obviously we kind of brought up that Secret Luffy, which is probably the most egregious example.
Yeah, the EB one,
but like, what about some of the other cards? Like, there's EBO one like Cavendish, and the Bong plays as well. It's another EB set, but like, what do you think of that kind of does to like gatekeeping some of like, not even like new players, but just players who can't afford to like. At the end of the day, it's like it's a hobby, and it's not something you should ever like. Break the bank for, like, you know, go not pay the rent for or anything, right? So it's 100%. Like we're in a very privileged position to be able to.
Yeah, I think like sorry to interrupt, but I think my perspective is quite skewed because I like came from Yu-Gi-Oh, where it's very like it's very similar to GP Luffy, where for a playset, it's $100 per card.
Yeah.
Like, you want to play meta, it's $100 for this one card, and you got to play 3 of them. So it's like $300 for 3 cards already. So coming into One Piece, I was like, man, this is like way cheaper. I found it a lot more accessible. So I thought it was pretty good. But I guess for people who, like, I speak to my friends who are like, have no idea what TCG is about, and they're always like, "Wow, like $50 for a card, or like $20 for a card," and like, bro, $20 is like actually all right.
Try explaining that to the missus, bro.
Yeah. So like from my perspective, it's like, okay, obviously there's a bit of a supply and demand issue.
Yeah.
Because like players obviously just want more cards, need more cards. They've sort of addressed it. It's a lot better. With the EB stuff, that's kind of crazy, to be honest.
I think EB has been the most egregious, like, for both sets. Like, actually, like, when EB01 first came out, it was, like, sitting on shelves. And then a few good decks came out, and then it kind of ran out of print. And it just hit this weird, like, point where it got insane. Like, I think Laboons was the biggest. Like, Laboon and Cavendish was, like, as soon as Blackbeard started playing Laboon, like, Laboons were, like, the regular SR were, like, $30 to $40.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like, and no one could get it. Like,
it was the same price as the secret rare.
Yeah, like Finger Pistols being a rare was like
$10 each.
$15 each.
Yeah.
Like, and New Zealand dollars, right? So about like
like
$8 like USD, which is like crazy, man. Like,
it's pretty dumb. Like, I think Bandai has kind of done like a reasonably okay job, right? Like with like the reprints and stuff.
PRB has been really good, right?
Has been okay, but like with the EB stuff, man, it's kind of crazy. I feel like they either need to just make EB like a proper set in a way, because like if you open a whole case, you get 4 secrets.
I think they did it good with the first EB, because the first EB actually had 8 secrets in a case, and every box was 3 hits, whereas
this is like
this EB it was 2 hits.
It was more common to get a 2-hitter box.
I think it was only possible to get like a 3-hitter box if you got like a leader SP. And
I'm not
like,
sure.
It was something like there was only like 1 or 2 in a case max, like, and it was like you were lucky.
Bill
if you
opened the case and he got like maybe 3 or
right
3-hitter boxes. It was kind of crazy,
which is like rare.
Yeah,
like, which I don't think it should be there, especially for half set.
Yeah,
like
literally, like most of the cards are like vanillas, so like you don't actually like vanilla cards. You don't actually like need a lot of the cards
until something comes out. And it's, no, for sure.
It's annoying because it forces you to buy EB stuff.
On that topic, like, I feel like I have to get a playset of every card in the game constantly, because I'm like, if I want to play meta and something comes out and I don't have the cards for it, I don't want to have to fork out like $50 a card.
Yeah, where you
like,
could have picked it up for like
$3 or whatever it costs at the time. Like, so I'm like, I constantly have this like weird feeling of like I have to get, but like more recently I've kind of moved to like base rarity, because I'm like
I've always been a base rarity player, and I totally get what you mean. It's like, oh man, I should just get everything. Yeah. Just in case.
And
just
in case. Bro, I'm not playing with like 90% of these. I'll play like a now, and then it'll be like the same 50 cards, and then there'll be like a new 4 cards, and I'll be like, sweet, chuck that in.
And I think for like the casual players, right? Like, if you're only, I mean, for New Zealand, it's hard because we only really have locals.
Yeah.
You can get away with just like
casual
play, like not really playing the meta decks, which cost like a lot of money. Like, you can get away with it and like have a lot of fun. I think it gets harder for the like super competitive players.
Right. Well, because you have to constantly keep up with the meta, and if you don't have those cards, like up Luffy, the Sanjis, they're expensive.
But I'm assuming if you're like at that level,
you have the cards,
you have the winnings, you have enough winnings to like pay for it.
Yeah. No, so, for sure. No, that's.
I guess it's harder for someone who's newer to the game that wants to get to that level, like who haven't like top 8'd.
Yeah, absolutely, and like it sucks that it's like a barrier to like I guess the money aspect. Like, it sucks, but like it shouldn't be a barrier to you doing. I think that's why the Sim's really cool as well. Like, you can try all these decks like literally for free.
Yeah.
There's no cost to open packs or anything. Like I think like
So at least you know
what you want. Like
Yeah.
I think Batsu's done like such a cool thing with the with the
It's
sim.
really helped the community.
Yeah, no, I think it's like really awesome.
But I think this pricing problem is kind of like just the thing with all TCGs, right?
Yeah,
Like all the good cards are not gonna be like a common.
Yeah.
Right. Like they gotta make the secret good somehow.
Well, like that's why I really like and probably a little bit inexperienced about it, but the model Pokemon has is all cards are available in like really low rarity or like quite easy to get. But if you want to go AA or bling out you can. But like if you want to play like I think like some of like the top competitive meta decks max are like $100.
It's pretty good.
Like
One Piece is better, bro. Betty's like $20.
That's true.
Buggy is like $70.
Two starter decks, couple
and
rares.
Yeah.
You're good. Damn.
Oh man. All right. Why don't we talk about the manga real quick? Have you caught up?
Yes, I am currently up to date on the manga.
What's your thoughts?
So before we go on, spoiler warning. Anyone who hasn't read the manga, I think the anime is still an egghead and
I think we're in the middle of Kuma's
flashback, right? So the manga is.
Sorry, David.
Are you up to date? Are you good?
Nothing.
No, he hasn't even watched. He hasn't watched anything.
You're not. You're fake. You're a fake fan.
All the One Piece I watched is the live action.
Yeah. That's for real, fake
I
fan.
played the card game
Fake fan.
before, like,
Yeah.
with zero knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay, well, just a huge spoiler warning for the manga. So anything past Kuma's flashback, there's a spoiler for that. So we're gonna give you like 10 seconds, 5 seconds.
Giga spoiler.
If you stay now, it's your fault. Right?
I've been enjoying Elbaf.
It's cool.
It's really cool.
It was like because they brought it up in like Little Garden with like Dorian Brogy.
Crazy. Did you man, that's like 20 years.
That's like East Blue, right? Like
No, that's Grand Line.
Early Grand Line. Sorry.
After Whiskey Peak.
Yeah.
Did you think Loki was the villain or a friendly?
Because of how like Oda works, like I had a feeling he was gonna be like someone like important to the story, and like, look, I didn't know that Luffy was gonna be like, bro, join my crew. Because that was crazy, right? Like,
but he does that to everyone.
Not everyone. Like,
he did that to Brook when he like saw Brook.
Yeah, but like, because he was looking for a musician.
But yeah, I guess so.
Like, but like, I did not expect that to happen. But like, yeah, no, like we're in the middle of like Loki's kind of origin story right now.
Yeah.
Crazy that his mom just threw him off a cliff.
Yeah, that was pretty sad.
And then he came back. He's like literally a baby, and he's like climbing up like a huge like the Grand Canyon, bro. Like,
like Luffy climbing up Drum Island. Oh, like you know when he was carrying Nami in Sanji.
Yeah.
In Chopper's arc, he did that like day one.
True. Yeah.
And supposedly he like used Conquerors to knock out some of those the beasts in the underworld.
Maybe
it was a bit hard to see, to be honest, but that's what people are speculating. So day one Loki maybe has Conquerors and climbed up the Atom Tree.
That's crazy feats, man. Like, I think the manga's like obviously like Oda's cooking right now, like because after where we are after the Kuma flashback, we get Gear 5 again.
Against the
5 elders. Because right now only one's there, but
you get a sneak peek of Joy Boy.
He calls the boys back. You get Joy Boy flashback. Bonnie goes Gear 5.
Yep.
Which is like, okay, that's kind of crazy. Do you reckon that takes away a little bit from Gear 5?
I think it kind of just shows how OP Bonnie's fruit actually is.
Because it's not the age fruit, right? It's like a
It's more.
It's like almost like a.
I think when you see it firsthand, it's like age.
Yeah.
But then when she turned Gear 5, it was kind of like, oh, it's kind of like
whatever you want to turn into.
It could be like the future or the past.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. That was something like that. Yeah, no. Yeah. Do you think? So I have like a theory that like, and this might be like a little bit cliche, but like, I don't know if you watch like Kuroko Basket.
Oh yeah.
And like when everyone like like the true zone is like when everyone wins the zone. So like I feel like if they're in like the final fight or something, like maybe like Luffy's like Giga Awakening power is gonna be like everyone gets like Gear 5 or whatever. Like if there's like another like if there's like Gear 6 or like some crazy like additional like maybe he like passes on like kind of like it's also like Naruto did it with the like with the Nine Tails like chakra and stuff. So like I have a feeling that might happen, but like. Even like with Albeth now, like Imu like pulled up, which was crazy, right? Like,
crazy. Took over Gunko's body,
and then turned like Dory and Brogy into like Imu,
half of Albeth into like demons.
And then Shanks' brother confirmed.
Shanks' brother confirmed, and also Shanks confirmed like went back to the Holy Land.
Yeah.
Seems like he was a holy knight himself because he had a tattoo on his arm.
Yeah, I see. Like, I want to know if that. I think we'll find out a little bit more, but I want to know if that was like given to him at birth. Like, if you're born with that, like mark and that.
True.
Cool. That everyone's kind of like putting the pieces together of like now that's why he actually got his arm eaten on purpose to get rid of the tattoo.
Here's kind of where it still kind of falls apart for me because. Gaban was saying, "Oh, you need to use your conquerors properly to hurt them. Like they're not immortal, or like they'll regenerate."
Yeah.
Is it kind of like, oh, if you chop off that tattoo, if you get rid of that tattoo, they remove their regeneration ability, or did that sea beast have conquerors? You know what I mean?
I reckon he didn't want to regenerate.
But do you think like that's a? So you think it's like I choose to regenerate, or not like an automatic. Like an automatic effect.
Yeah. No, I think it's like I'm putting in effort to to regenerate. So like I reckon he chose not to, and he's like like kind of like how Nami was like stabbing her like tattoo.
Yeah, true.
Kind of like same vibes. Like he's like
I see the vibe.
I'm done with it, and I've passed on to like the new generation.
But it has to be like inflicted by someone else. Because in theory he could have just like
I think but no, I think it's a really cool play. I don't know where he's going because he seems to be like I didn't expect to see Imu so soon.
Bro, insane.
And then like with that happening, like I was kind of like, holy, like everything's going on, like
everything's happening,
and like now like we're obviously in the Loki flashback. As soon as we get back, like Luffy might be fighting Imu. Like right now. Like,
kind of crazy.
One Piece fans are eating right now, bro. Like
it's insane. But the thing is like Imu's so strong, and it's like. Not really the real Imu, right? Because it's like Imu in like, Gunko's body. So like
radio wave Imu, bro. Like,
is this person actually?
Well, I think we still don't know like how strong people like Shanks with his like radio wave Haki. Like, stopped, he like stopped an admiral.
Yeah.
Which is like, okay, this is him from like just like how strong is this dude? Like,
actually, like when you asked me, is Van Ogre stronger than Gear 4 Luffy? Remember, because Gear 4 Luffy struggled
against
with
Cracker.
But Van Ogre like just wasted Cracker.
Yeah.
And people reckon it's not canon, but like you told me it's like a manga cover story.
Yes, it was. Yeah, correct. So, yeah.
Pretty good, like legitimacy there. I reckon Van Ogre could have been actually stronger than Gear 4 Luffy. Because if you think about like power scaling, right?
Yeah. The way it worked.
Gear 4 Luffy like didn't really use conquerors.
That's true. There was a theory for
like the armament like Rio Haki. Like the
yes, because he got that in Wano, right? Yeah. Okay, I can see.
So there is an argument.
The other side of that is I don't know if you brought this up, but I think I was talking to someone and they said because he was with Kuzan like froze his biscuits.
Oh yeah.
And made it like him like brittle to like crack and stuff. But like I don't know, I can't believe that he's stronger than Gear 4. He's definitely not stronger than right now Gear 4th Luffy.
Oh yeah.
Like if Luffy were to go Gear 4th right now, I think he'd smoke.
Yeah.
Like,
of course.
Obviously with the Conquerors and all that stuff. Like but maybe back then, because he didn't have advanced Conquerors, he didn't have advanced armament. Even his observation, he didn't have like he only got that with Katakuri, like versing Katakuri. That's like such a plot.
I think back then I minded. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Now I like don't because you're seeing oh, like Luffy has such a long way to go. Like Gaban is still teaching Luffy
him,
stuff, right?
yeah.
And I think like kind of like it also kind of makes sense because there's so much story left that if this is the peak Luffy,
it can't. No, there's
like you know what I mean. Like he still has more to do.
Yeah, I think because there's obviously like how strong Joy Boy was with the fruit. Like, I really like what Kaido said in the fight where they're talking about how like it's not devil fruits that rule. It's like Haki that rules the world. And I think like we're seeing that, and obviously like Oda had to introduce Haki as like he didn't. I don't know if he did or didn't, but like he had to introduce it as a way to beat like Logias to start with. I really, really like Haki as like a power power concept. So like I'm like excited to see more like Conqueror's Haki things, Element Haki things. Yeah, like, Future Sight's like my favorite thing. I think it's like the fact that these guys like literally seeing into the future is so cool.
Pretty cool. Like honestly, I think Luffy still has like a long way to go. Like after seeing Emu.
Yeah, he can't.
This guy still needs to like level up some more.
Actually, this is one thing, and this is kind of like a complete like side deviation. But I was thinking about the One Piece card game again.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's kind of cool that like I know there's a billion Luffy leaders. But like I think it's kind of cool that some of these like Luffy leaders, not even Luffy leaders, like a lot of these leaders have like effects.
Similar to the manga,
similar to their like manga counterpart, and like at the end of the day, you could remove the face and character name off the card. It could be anyone, but it looks really cool. Like if you think about like Katakuri as well,
like the new purple one, right?
Yeah, even the yellow one, like his ability revolves around you like peeking at
something
like someone like either your life or their next card, right? And so he's got that like future sight. And then I thought this was really cool because I was versing one of the boys. He was playing Purple Katakuri and I was playing up. And so he was peeking at my card, and then like Luffy's future sight as when he was he's like then looking at his future and then rearranging it. So he's like messing with like, and I was like, okay,
that's buzzy.
That was like really
Never thought of it
that was like really cool. And I was like, I kind of rate like that like these characters are getting some really cool like
interaction with the card game.
And I was like, okay, like
the first one for me that clicked was like RG Law.
The shambles.
You're just like bouncing stuff all the time.
No,
so the concept is really cool.
I really like when they do stuff like that because like as a person who enjoys like the IP as well as the card game, I'm like I love those like little connections, and you know something like Shanks, his leader ability is like really simple, like minus 1,000 power, but that's like his like Haki, like because it's like I'm just making you like weaker or like even like I think the Four Emperor set was really good for it. Like Buggy hiding behind, bringing out really strong characters. And then
Teach.
Like
turn
getting
off your
So I think like super cool. I don't know about Robin and Banish, but
that was a little bit interesting.
They can't do it for everyone, and I get that. But like I really like when they do stuff like that. So I was like, I really like those like little ties to the manga.
Yeah, I like loved it. It kind of just made like One Piece, like I don't know, like the card game wasn't separated from the IP.
Yeah, it felt
in a sense
a lot more connected, right?
And because like what you said, like you could just take any face onto these FX. People would still play the game, but the fact that they actually made the effort to make it somewhat similar to the characters in the story, is pretty cool. Yeah, no, it makes me feel like quite like a lot more like connected to the card game I'm playing, so that's like what got me into One Piece. So it's like as a card game, so I was like, it's really cool to like keep going on that kind of vibe. I have a question for you. It's gonna spark up a lot of debate in the community. It already has. So do you think Sanji's getting Conquerors? This is a really hard question to answer. To tell you the truth, I don't know. Yeah. Like there in the most recent chapter, there was obviously like joked about because Gavan's someone's got like you got Conquerors, like he's talking to Zoro, but Sanji's like me, like. So when you think about like Conquerors, you think about like it's a 1 in a million trait, right? And obviously everyone now seems like they have Conquerors, right? But that's because we're like at the end, near the end of the story. So like we're only dealing with people who have Conquerors. I personally
it would take a lot for me to be happy with Sanji being a Conqueror's Haki user, and it's not because I don't like Sanji. It's that, and I know there's like a lot of Sanji slander in the
of course,
like what's going on with like toy animation and all that stuff, the whole separate thing. But like, it's because so like, all the people who have Conqueror's Haki have like this like grand ambition and like drive to be the greatest or better than everyone else, or like there's that like top, and like everyone in like Luffy's crew has like that a dream, right?
Yeah.
But it's like this like beyond like that next level of like, and we don't even know what Luffy's like true dream actually is like. And that was crazy to think about, because everyone's like, oh yeah, Pirate King, like, but it's like, no, Pirate King was just the once you're Pirate King, you now have the ability to get your dream, right? So he has this beyond grand, so it makes sense that he has Conqueror. And same with like Zoro, like to be the best swordsman in the world, like is something that's like an unachievable feat, but for like anyone like normally, but he's like genuinely believes it, and he's I can do this. Where Sanji's like kind of like, I'm not to discount his like, he's like, I want to find the All Blue, and it's like it doesn't feel like that
equivalent
next level of like thing that should get you Conqueror's Haki. In the same sense, like people like Katakuri have Conqueror's Haki and stuff, but like
the thing is, the interesting thing with like the Conqueror's debate, like we get a character like Chinjao
like,
who has it,
and
like he literally says like, oh, like you think you're special, like we're in the new world, like everyone here has like Conquerors. So I'm just like, so what's happening right now? Like, and for me, the like, for me, I'm like a big Sanji fan, to be honest, and like I like Zoro as well, like because people associate Sanji fan as a Zoro hater.
Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily
like
true.
I'm not really like that. Like I like Zoro as well. Well, I feel like I have to say that because everyone's gonna come after me. But for me, it's like, okay, look at Roger's crew. Roger obviously had it. Rayleigh obviously had it, and you had Odin, which was not even.
He was like a plus one kind of like.
But he's not like the left or right hand.
Gaban was the.
So I'm just like, okay, if you think about that, so if some random dude, not random, if not the top 3 guy has Conquerors, okay, surely the top 3 all have Conquerors, so Gaban should have it. And if we're making Roger's crew, like we're finding parallels to Luffy's crew, like shouldn't Sanji also be a Conqueror?
Yeah.
Kind of vibe.
No, I get it.
Like that's kind of like my math.
The storytelling sense, right?
Yeah. And like the funny thing with Oda is he's never. The funny thing with Oda, I think he's rage baiting, is he never says Zoro is stronger than Sanji.
But he does all these like little things.
There's a lot of things, and then there's like, oh, Sanji has like a bigger like berry. Is it? Oh, let's bring Jinbei. So Jinbei, he's like fighting racism, so he has to have
number 3.
like he has to number 3, and he has to have Conquerors. It's like I feel like he loves rage baiting in a sense. It's like, okay, well, like if Jinbei, to me, who is the 4th in the crew? Because like Sanji's like OG.
Sanji, right? like all jokes aside, like berry wise, I think it is power scaling into like I think Sanji is stronger than Jinbei, especially with his new like exoskeleton stuff.
Yeah.
Like he's
like, if people think Jinbei should have it, I personally think like Sanji should also have it.
Yeah,
personally, just like math, kind of math.
I would need some like,
and I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that.
From just, and again, like you said, like people like Chinjao and like even Yamato having Conqueror's Haki. Her aspiration is to beat Odin, which isn't like, I don't know how like ruler that is. You know what I mean? Like,
well, you can kind of like break it down to be like protector of Wano.
Yeah,
kind of like, because even her devil fruit, right, is the guardian of Wano.
Yeah.
So like that's like the tie to Conquerors. Like, and I don't disagree with like, maybe Sanji needs more ammo to have like the Conqueror's Haki. And like, I mean, that kind of just makes for better storytelling, right?
I think if he does it right, I don't mind if he has. I just I just think I need some
Like right now,
explanation
like
to
if he gets it tomorrow.
Yeah, I wouldn't be like.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
that kind of needed a bit more.
Why? But like,
Yeah. I don't disagree with that though.
I was kind of a side note as well. I was kind of miffed that Yamato didn't join the crew. I understand why, like Yamato stayed
But
in Wano.
Give it time.
But like, man, I wanted Yamato to join the Straw Hats, bro. Like,
Give it some time.
because that's like the parallel you're talking about. That's like Oden joining the crew, right? Like, so maybe they come back and get Yamato.
Well, I mean, like, if like Yamato is following Oden's footsteps, like Oden traveled Wano first before. Oh wait, no, he did.
No, he did. He got
before he joined
his retainers. Yeah. Oh well, Yamato. I don't know if you've been reading the cover stories. Yeah.
Basically, Yamato is doing the travels now.
Yeah.
And actually revisiting the Oden's retainers.
Yeah. So like,
and actually, picked up page 1 in
Ulti. Yeah.
So like,
we'll see.
who knows?
We'll see. Yeah. Well, Luffy's got some like that grand fleet that's getting pretty like because he actually has some territory now because he's got Fishman, which was like
Wano,
previously owned by Whitebeard. He's got Wano,
Whitebeard, and then Big Mom.
and I think he technically is like Zoe's protector now as well. I don't know if it's like official, but like,
well, Zoe's interesting because like no one really can find Zoe.
Yeah, well, like all of these places he's been to, he's not really like I'm ruling over it. I'm just, or even protect. He's like, I'm liberating it, and call me if you need help, right? Like
the thing is, I think he like generally like he wouldn't have cared. Wano, he cares because Momo is his friend. So
he
he's like,
still didn't even say he's like ruling. He's just like, oh hey,
not ruling.
if you need
like,
my help,
like I'll defend you.
Yeah.
And like I feel like Fishman, he was just angry at Big Mom.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm gonna take this from you. What the hell? Like, don't mess with me. Like, that's the only reason he did that. Like, if it wasn't for that like conversation, he probably wouldn't have cared.
Oh man, no, I think One Piece is a good play. It feels incredibly slow, and I feel like I'm scared that I'm gonna pass away before I see the ending of One Piece.
But Shanks is like Oda did say if Shanks turns up a lot more, we're in the end game.
We're cooking, yeah.
But then
for sure.
in a way, the end game, one arc is like 5 years, right?
For sure.
So there's probably like 2 more arcs, so like 10 more years.
Nah, I get you. No, I guess to wrap everything up, I have a question for you.
Yo.
So, what is your favorite card in the game? In terms of, there's a bunch of like, I think the coolest thing about this is there's so much cool art. SR, AA.
Oh yeah.
What do you think? Right now, all the cards are available. What's your favorite art that exists in the game?
Favorite art.
If you could have any one card, you may already have it.
Yeah.
It could be manga. It could be like it could be the most expensive card that exists.
Yeah. Man, I love the Gear 5. Like Luffy.
OP12.
The purple one.
The one with Gear 5 in the back.
Whatever the manga version was.
The manga version, yeah.
So I have the like non-manga AA of it. I don't know. I just like love that Gear 5 like image in my head. It's like, this is Luffy's like true form. Like he's happy, he's free. Like, I don't know. It just really hits for me. And I'm never gonna have the manga unless I pull it. Like,
we could have pulled it today.
We could have pulled it tonight.
Next time.
Yeah. It's like 5K. Like so unless I pull it, I'm never gonna have it. But that by far is like my favorite art in the entire of like One Piece TCG, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really cool. I love Gear 5 as a concept as well. So I think it's like super cool. I'm a big Yamato fan.
Oh yeah.
Like, so it's definitely, some of the Yamato cards are like really cool. Right now, and I think this is like a close second with each other. So my favorite is actually this one over here. It's the OP01 Secret Rare Yamato. It's just
that's OP.
So like colorful,
nice.
And it's like it's not like fans. It's just like really like a really cool card, right? The other one that is like close behind is the PRB Yamato that came out.
Man,
like in that moonlight. That
was my favorite. And then the Chinese anniversary one came out. I was like, oh man, that looks pretty cool.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh man, it's pretty cool.
Okay, I gotta check it out. Yeah. So.
Yeah. But man, that PRB Yamato, it's very nice. Colorful. It's got like the cherry blossoms.
Yeah. No.
I love it.
And the night. Yeah.
She looks happy.
No,
no fan service.
It's good.
It's just good. It's just good, right?
Yeah, for sure. You guys also need to comment your favorite card below. We'll figure out who's got the best taste.
Oh yeah, true. Figure out
there is gonna be some judgment.
Yeah. Well, anyways, thank you very much, Rohit, for having us here for the very first episode of whatever this podcast is.
We're gonna get a name. Don't worry.
Yeah. Please let us know down in the comments. And I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you join us for the next episode. Thank you, man.
This was really fun.
Nice.
Let's do it again.
Solid.